Hey there fellow gamers and cocktail enthusiasts, Ben here and welcome to another Castles and Cocktails recipe video. So earlier this year I played through an interesting little puzzle platformer known as Blob 2. Blob and Blob 2 were originally released on the Nintendo Wii a number of years ago, and they were always kind of on my radar but floating around in the back. I was really happy to see them getting ported to the Nintendo Switch, and that is where I played them for the very first time. Blob 2 in particular is, well, they're both really fun little 3D puzzle platformers. Fairly relaxing, nothing super intense. There's a little bit of combat, so to speak, but really kind of interesting game where you just kind of roll around and paint things different colors. In one particular level, about halfway through the game, you're finding all of these factories, and all of these factories have, paint the towers different colors, and every one of these towers has its own specific drink. So for today, I'm going to be making the Orange Ale Cocktail. This is a pretty simple and straightforward drink this time around. You're just going to need a simple Collins glass filled with ice, a measuring device, I've got my Japanese jigger here today, as well as a spoon. Ingredients, you're going to want some vodka, any kind is fine. Galliano, which is a sort of the weird thing for this drink. It's a herbal Italian liqueur. The flavors lean a little bit towards sort of that black licorice flavor, which is not something I normally like, but there's also a lot of other sort of botanicals and things in this which round out the flavor, so it's not really in your face with that flavor. When used properly and mixed properly, it can really elevate a cocktail. And the only other ingredient is some sort of an orange pop. I've got some Fanta today, specifically I would say American Fanta. I know Fanta is different across a lot of different countries. A lot of people do Fanta very differently, but the Western American Fanta or an Orange Crush would work just fine. All right, let's go ahead and start mixing. So we want to start things out with half an ounce of Galliano. We're just going to straight build this in this glass today. Add to that anywhere between 1.5 and 2 ounces of your vodka. Just kind of depends on how strong you want to make it. And we're going to go ahead and top that with our Fanta or Orange Crush again. Fanta happened to be on sale. Give that a light stir. Make sure everything's incorporated. And optionally, you could probably throw in an orange or a lemon slice to this for a little extra accent. I've decided just to have it like that for today. So here is the Orange Ale Cocktail, celebrating one particular tower in one particular level of Blob 2. Let's go ahead and give it a try. This is a pretty straightforward cocktail. Mostly you're just getting the flavor of the Fanta. Although the flavor of that Galliano really brings this up and twists it in such a weird direction. Rather than just tasting like super sweet, like a just random super sweet soft drink, you get a lot of that herbal notes forward, and it kind of carries all the way through the drink. Because vodka is relatively tasteless, it mostly just elevates the ABV of this. So this is just a orange, herbal, slightly anisey cocktail, which has no right being as good as it is and as smooth as it is. I would say like regular like Fanta or Crush, you're going to get so much more of that sweet note, and the Galliano just mellows it out to the point where you can't really tell that it's that unbelievably sweet. That herbal flavor just runs through the whole thing. So yeah, that's pretty good. Definitely not the best, but as far as a simple cocktail goes, and a simple cocktail where you can just pour the ingredients and go for it, I can highly recommend this one if you're working on a little bit of a budget, especially if you can find yourself a half bottle of the Galliano, because the big ones are this same shape, but like a baseball bat. See if you can get yourself a half bottle of one, and it'll probably last you for the rest of your life, since you're probably not making a ton of cocktails with Galliano. Alternatively, you could probably use a whiskey for this. Galliano mixes really well with whiskeys, but I do think that the use of a whiskey rather than more of a neutral spirit like the vodka could change the flavor a lot more. But if you're not really feeling the Galliano, the whiskey should hide that flavor a little bit more. I had a lot of different ideas for the Blob 2, focusing on the Blob character itself, who obviously changes color. I figured you could do like a Kool-Aid vodka jello shot or something like that. But I really hate jello, so I didn't want to go that route, but I think it does fit the character a little bit better. This is a little more nuanced, it's a little more specific to something very specific in the game. But if you're looking for a nice easy sipper for your next game stream or next time you're just sitting down to play, definitely give this one give this one a shot yourself. So once again, that is the Orange Ale from the Blob 2. If you've never played the game before, I highly recommend it. It was sort of one of those sleeper titles on the Wii, and once I saw it on the Switch, I was like, I have to download this game. It's definitely worth playing. It's not, you know, perfect in terms of controls. There's some things that, especially the camera gets a little wonky sometimes, but it's a really fun experience, and I definitely recommend it. It's also, I would say, pretty good as like an all ages game. It doesn't really lean super adult or super like even like teen. I feel like I could give the game to like an 8-year-old and they'd really enjoy playing it. So it's really good for an all ages experience. But something that's not good for an all ages experience would be alcohol. So if you happen to make the orange ale for yourself, let me know what you think of it in comments below. I feel like I could improve this with maybe some bitters or something, but it doesn't really need it, because any extra intense flavor is probably going to really screw things up with the Galliano. So that's going to do it for this cocktail video for Castles and Cocktails. Join me every Tuesday evening at 7 p.m. Eastern on Twitch for new game streams, as well as cocktail recipes here on YouTube, as well as along with the backlogs of every stream in case you miss them. Drink responsibly, keep on gaming, and I will see you guys next time. Just smooth, easy, nice.